Today we will be going through the ACS Primary SA2 2019 science paper. For question 1, which of the following statements is true about living and non-living things? Some non-living things can reproduce. That's false because non-living things are unable to reproduce. All living things can respond to changes. That is true. All living things need sunlight to make food. That is false. Not all living things can make their own food. Only plants are able to. Living things only need air and water to survive. That is false. We also need food. Okay, question 2. So this question is asking what could Anthony do to ensure that the caterpillar survived longer. Now he covered the tank with a clear plastic sheet and sealed it tightly to prevent the caterpillar from escaping. There was some water provided and the caterpillar died 3 days later. Now, for this question, he could have put in some leaves as the leaf would be a source of food for the caterpillar. He could put the setup under the sun. That would not ensure that the caterpillar would survive longer because the caterpillar needs warmth, yes, but the sun would provide sunlight. This question, we're not asking for that. It's just, so option B is wrong. He could poke some holes through the plastic sheet. Now that would be appropriate because then the caterpillar would be able to get some oxygen from the outside. So for this question, the answer is A and C. That would be 3. Question 3. This question shows you two fully grown plants A and B, and they are asking you which of the following statements about plants A and B is true. Do they both grow in water? No. So that question, option 1 is false. Both are non-flowering plants. That is false as well. To be a flowering plant, for a plant to have fruit, it needs to be a flowering plant, and plant A has fruit. So plant A is actually a flowering plant, which makes option 2 wrong. Both have leaves to make food. Now that is absolutely true. Both can move from place to place. Unfortunately, plants are able to move from place to place by themselves. Carl caught an animal in the garden. Which of the following characteristics showed him that it was an insect? It lay eggs. Unfortunately, this is not just an insect, and other animals like birds are able to lay eggs too. It has 6 legs. That's true. It has 3 body parts. Yes, that is also a characteristic that is of an insect. So for this question, it would be B and C. Answer would be 4. For question 5, the diagram shows an experiment that was conducted to find out how the type of soil affects plant growth. Which 2 setups should be chosen in order for the experiment to be fair? For an experiment to be fair, only the type of thing that we want to find out has to be changed. So in this case, it's type of soil. The rest of the variables would have to remain the same. So let's see A and B. For A and B, they're both clay soil, so that will not work. The type of soil needs to be different. A and C. A and C, yes, they have different types of soil, but they are in different boxes. So unfortunately, that is wrong. B and D. They have different soil and they have the same type of boxes and the same number of leaves. So B and D is correct. C and D is wrong because they have different number of leaves and they have the same type of soil and different types of boxes. So C and D is wrong. Answer is 3. Study the pictures carefully. Which of the following statements is true? Both mold and bird's nest fern are types of fungi. Now that is false. Both mold and bird's nest fern reproduce by spores. That is true. Bird's nest fern needs water to survive, but mold does not. That is false. All living things need water. Mold is a living thing. Both mold and bird's nest fern cannot make their own food. That is false. Bird's nest fern has green leaves and so it is able to make its own food. So the answer for this question is 2. Ben had to classify the following 3 animals. He classified them with the help of the chart as shown. So we need to differentiate all 3 animals. So question A would have to differentiate the bat from the frog and the grasshopper. So what does the bat not have that the frog and grasshopper have? Does the bat have wings? It does. So question, does it have wings? Can't be true. So this actually leaves question option 2 and 4 to be true, because if we add does it lay eggs here, if we put the question here and it says no and it's a bat, this is correct. So I put a tick to show that this flow is correct. Now we need a question that differentiates a frog from a grasshopper. So we know options 1 and 3 can't be true, so we look at options 2 and 4. Does it have wings? No. Can it be a frog? Yes. So this is true. For question 7, option 2 is true. Let's check option 4. Does it have 2 legs? Now that's false. We know that frogs do not just have 2 legs. Question 8. Which of the following statements about bacteria are false? All bacteria are harmful to us. That is false. There is bacteria in our the Yakult drink, and that is actually good bacteria for us. There's also good bacteria in yogurt. All bacteria reproduce from spores. Now that is false. All bacteria can make food under sunlight. Now that is false. Only plants with the green pigment called chlorophyll is able to make food. All bacteria can only be seen with a microscope. That is true. Bacteria is too small for us to see with our naked eye. So the answer here is 3. The diagram shows a bicycle. X, Y, and Z are parts of the bicycle that are made of different materials. The table shows the property of the material used to make each of the bicycle part. Which properties of materials used are correctly matched to the bicycle parts? So for part X, it is the seat. Does it allow light to pass through? It does. It allows light to pass through. But a bicycle seat, we don't really need light. We don't need light to pass through a bicycle seat. So X is wrong, right? It is not correctly matched. Y is strong. That is correct. We need Y to be strong because it is the frame of the bicycle. Z is flexible. Now, do we need Z to be flexible? We do, because we actually pump. This is the tire, right? So we actually pump air into the tire, and so we need Z to be flexible. And it's normally Z is also made out of rubber, and rubber is flexible. So Z is correct. So this leaves Y and Z. So option 3 is correct for question 9. For question 10, this is a classification chart. We are also asked to study it, and we are asked which of the following does not represent property C. Okay, glass. Glass is strong, glass is not flexible, glass is waterproof, and glass allows light to pass through. This is an easy question, so we know that option 2 is the answer because they're asking for not represent property C. A horseshoe magnet is held over some pins. The diagram shows the interaction between the horseshoe magnet and pin A. Why is pin A attracted to the horseshoe magnet as shown above? Pin A is made of steel. Yes, steel can be attracted to a magnet. Can glass be attracted to a magnet? No, it can't. Can pin A be made of plastic? Can plastic be attracted to magnet? It can't. Can copper be attracted to magnet? It can't. So it's option 1. Magnets are found in some window wipers used to clean glass windows as shown in the picture below. Okay, this picture is a little bit difficult to see, but we'll make do. The diagram below shows how such a window wiper works. Okay, so there's a diagram here. In an experiment, Mary held the handle on part A of the window wiper and cleaned glass of different thickness. The table below shows the results from the experiment. So what can be done to stop part B from dropping if the glass being cleaned is 3 cm thick? Okay, as you can see, once the thickness of glass being cleaned is more than 2, it would not be attracted, the magnets would not be attracted to each other anymore. So what can we do? we could using rubber holders make a difference? It wouldn't. Would using stronger magnets make a difference? That would, right? Because there will be a larger force of attraction between the magnets. Use thicker cleaning sponges. That would actually make the magnets have lesser attraction with one another. Reverse the poles of the magnet in part A. That would not work as well. That would make the magnets repel. So in this question, the answer is 2. Question 13. Alice suspended a bar magnet freely on a string. It came to rest as shown in the diagram. Alice held the end pole of another magnet near pole D and noticed that both poles repelled each other. Okay, so if we know that Alice held the end pole of another magnet, let's pretend there's another magnet here. This is the end pole and they repelled. If they repelled, this means that pole D has to be N as well, has to be the north pole as well. So if D is the north pole, C will be the south pole. So north pole, south pole, answer 4. A magnet was attached to a toy car as shown below. It was observed that when the bar was brought near the toy car moved towards both sides A and B of the bar. Which of the following is true about the bar? Bar is a magnetic material. Yes, because it could move to both sides, A and B. Bar is a non-magnetic material. That would be false, because then the toy car would not move towards the bar at all. Bar is a magnet and side A is the north pole. Unfortunately, that is false, because then the toy car would only move in the direction of one side, and this is the same case. The toy car would only move in the direction of one side. So for this question, answer is 1, as the car is able to move towards both sides of the bar. Then set up an experiment to compare the strengths of 4 magnets, A, B, C, and D. He placed each magnet respectively at the start as shown in the diagram. He measured the distance D at which the bar magnet Z was being repelled from the magnet used. So he recorded the results in the table below, and based on his results, which of the following conclusion is correct? Magnet A is the strongest. This is false, because the distance is actually the closest. Option 1 is false. Magnet A is weaker than magnet D. Okay, so I think to do this question a little bit easier, let's rank the magnets from weakest to strongest. So 1 being the weakest and 4 being the strongest. So the strongest magnet would be the one where it can be repelled or attracted to from a larger distance, followed by C, B, and A. So A is actually the weakest. Is magnet A weaker than magnet D? That's true. Is magnet C weaker than magnet B? That's false. Is magnet C stronger than magnet D? That's false. So the answer here is 2. Max created a temporary magnet using the stroke method. He changed the number of strokes to find out how it affects the strength of the temporary magnet. The results are shown in the table below. So what can Max conclude from the results given in the table? As the number of strokes increase, the number of paper clips attracted by the temporary magnet increased as well. So as the number of strokes increases, the strength of the magnet increases. Answer 4. Which of the following is not a function of the skeletal system? So the skeletal system supports the body. The skeletal system also gives our body our shape. It transports food and water. That's false. It protects the organs in the body. That's true. So 3 is the answer. The picture below shows one of the body systems in a human. Refer to the picture and answer both questions 18 and 19. Which of the following human body system does the picture show? So there's the lungs, the nose, the windpipe, So for this, it would be respiratory. So 4. Which of the following statements about the above human body are true? The system removes air from the body. That's true. The system is made up of different parts. That's true. Without the system, food cannot be taken into the body. That's false. Food is taken into the body by the digestive system. So for question 19, it's A and B. Option 1. 4 similar plants, W, X, Y, and Z, were placed under the sun and given the same amount of water daily. One part from each plant was removed completely as shown in the table. After 1 month, which of the following plants would most likely not be alive? So we know when leaves are taken away from the plant, they are unable to make food, so they will die. So Z is definitely one of the answer. So this option 1 is wrong. Z is correct. Let's look at W. W, if plant W has its roots removed, plant W will die as well, as roots are there to provide to allow the plant to take in water from the soil. So W is correct. We know that option 4 is wrong. Now, we need to take a look at plant X. If the fruits were removed completely, can plant X still survive? It can. Okay, so the answer is 2. Which part of a plant helps it to make food? This is an easy question. Option 1, leaf, because the leaf contains the chlorophyll to absorb sunlight from the sun to help the plant make food. The diagram below shows the roots of plant Y. Based on the diagram, which of the following statements are true about the roots of plant Y? It holds the plant upright. That's true. It stores food for the plant. So if we take a look at this, it's the swollen part of the root. So this is true. It stores food for the plant. So this is kind of like plants like this would be, potatoes, for example. It makes food for the plant. That's false. The leaves make food for the plant. It takes in and give out air for the plant. That's false. This would also happen in the leaves. So for this question, it would be A and B, option 1.